Hello and welcome to my little video tutorial about how to make these wonderful book casings out of fabric. As you can see, I'm using very colorful, bright wool fabric and also thin cotton fabric for the lining. I'm starting by measuring the books and I'm just placing my measuring tape right around the book, just starting inside the book and ending inside the book because that's where the casing will start and end. And I'm just writing it down with my cool Slytherin pen, and I'm also taking the hay of the book and write it down. After I took all the measurements from all the books, I'm just transferring them to the fabric, and I'm also adding 1 centimeter of seam allowance to every side. I'm also checking if the height is alright with the book, just placing it right on it, seeing if there's enough space on every side, and then I'm just cutting it out. A little fun fact about the fabric: so I'm living in Germany, but my sister and I are half Peruvian because my father is from Lima, and this fabric is right from Peru. My parents brought it when they were there last time. So after I cut it out all the pieces from all the fabrics, I'm just pinning these pieces on the cotton fabric. So I'm doing this because I'm really lazy and I didn't want to transfer the measurements again to the cotton fabric. So I'm just pinning the main fabric on the cotton fabric so I can just cut around these main pieces. While I'm cutting, I can tell you the little background story to this book covers. I'm making these for my sister, for my big sister. She's 6 years older than me, at this moment 29 years old. And yeah, she will become a nun, and she's moving to her convent right now. So this is the day right before she moves. I made them really on the last day, literally. And yes, I think it's quite an interesting way to live, and I didn't know it before. And I'm very proud of her to do this big step, and yes, that's why I'm making these book covers, and that's why they have this little fish on every back of the book. It's a Christian symbol, and my sister is called Fish from us, from the family. So now we are on the sewing machine, and I'm doing a little zigzag stitch on every side, or no, not on every side, just on 3 sides. The last side, one of the short sides, will be left open. I'm doing this so we don't have any raw edges, so I'm just cleaning them up, and also the 2 pieces will stay together without any pins. After I cleaned everything, I'm just doing the regular seam with the seam allowance. I'm using a straight stitch and just do 3 sides again, so we have 1 side open to turn everything out. And that's what we're doing right now. I'm tucking in the corners so they come out nicely on the other side. I'm just squishing them a little bit around, and then I'm going to the open side and tuck in the edges and pin them together, and then I also sew them together just with a straight stitch very close to the edge. After I've done this, I'm just folding it in the middle so I can mark the middle, and then I'm laying it flat and placing the book so that the middle of the cover is the middle of the book. And then I'm just placing the fabric around the book, just how I want the cover to fit. And just take your time with it. Just do it several times, redo it, because you want this to be clean, you want this to be neat, and you want to make sure that it's not too loose, so that the book is not flipping out, but also not too tight, so that you're not damaging the edges, the corners of the book. When you're satisfied with everything, just sew the pieces together. My sewing machine had a little hard time with transporting this fabric because it's quite sticky, but as you can see, it worked somehow. So, as you can see, we're finished. I'm just stucking in the book. As you can see, it fits. Yeah, it fits. And you can totally leave it like this, or you can do a little embroidery, and that's what I'm doing right now. Magic! I have a embroidery machine. Here you can see I already marked where I wanted the embroidery to be, and here we have the embroidery hoop. So this is a metal hoop, and here you have the marking so I can find the middle of the stitching place, and I'm just placing the embroidery baking. I hope that's the right word for this. In German it's Stickvlies. And I'm placing the fabric right above. And I'm just making sure that the pin is right in the middle, so the embroidery is where I want it to be. And then when I was satisfied, I'm just fixing it with magnets. That's the great thing about this embroidery hoop. You don't have to squeeze the fabric into a real hoop. You just fix the fabric with magnets. After I've done this, I'm just putting the hoop on the machine, and I'm just letting the machine do its magic because I'm still lazy and I'm not good at hand embroidery. So everything was speeded up, but now it will be on real-time speed, so you can see how fast this machine is really. And it saved my life, because I did the embroidery maybe 5 minutes before my sister came to pick me up. But I made it on time. Oh yeah, thank you, little embroidery machine. You saved my life. And that's already it. Isn't it impressive? I love it. So now I'm just taking off the magnets and ripping off the embroidery from the baking, cut it off the strings, and here it is, a wonderful embroidered fish. And here we have the complete book casing from the front with the little fish, and from the back. And all the book casings I have done this time for my sister. I've done some before. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and yes, hopefully I can see you in my next video. Bye!